Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1413. We're just one away from 1414. I was thinking about my age of when I was 14 years old, and my voice didn't sound like this. And I, at the age of 14, was the thinnest I had ever been. And my mom still brings up, do you remember how thin?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Do you remember how thin you were back then? Shuts. You were so thin. Yeah, it's because I was 14.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I was frickin' 14, and that's when your metabolism is going so fast that you might have an aneurysm. Whatever that is, I'm not sure, but it doesn't sound good. No, it's because you eat all that food and you're growing and your body's using it, and that's what happens at that age. You're so freaking thin.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Or not. And I was overweight up until that point. Oh, and I was running like crazy. That was the other thing. Because I joined cross country
Daily
and I was all into that.
Podcast.
Even though I sucked at that, but
yeah.
I still love walking long distances and exploring with my wonderful dog, Basil the Boxer, who's healed up. His back leg is healed up perfectly. Thank you so much. Oh, for your prayers and your thoughts. Thank you. That worked, because he's doing much better. Yeah, so I still like to walk places with him. As someone walked in just now, one of our guests, this fine day. There you go. That was the character called Shouty Shout Shout. Hey, Shouty Shout Shout, how's your day? I like Tears for Fears. Shout, let it all out. I have to be honest with you, I love Tears for Fears. I hated that song when it came out, because I heard that chorus and I thought, that is the lamest chorus I have ever heard. Shout, the lyrics are just ridiculously dumb, but I love Tears for Fears, though. Got all their albums. Love Roland Orzabal and Kurt Smith. Look who else walked in.
Hi, Mark. I make the delicious root beer. How's the root beer? Okay, maybe not. Oh, boy.
Don't take it personally. No, actually, Shouty Shout Shout is someone else.
And here's today's podcast picture.
It's Ariel, the picture announcer person, who is telling me today the drawing is of this person, this wonderful podcast, Cafe Anyway, podcast player, Cafe Anyway character. Hey, it's Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Wonderful. And who else is here? Marcus Pineda, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And this grilled fiddle player tell you what.
What?
I bet at 14 you was a pencil neck geek.
Right on the money. Ding, 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 ding. I was, because I was still growing. I was super thin. My head was huge. Oh, and I had a huge afro, too. And I wore big glasses. Just the craziest looking kid. The women loved me. I didn't know what to do, because they were like, Mike, hey, you want to go to the movies? And I'd be, well, I don't know, Zoinks. I'm in love. And that's just how it was. Teenage years, 14. Anyway, that's Cafe Anyway. Anyway, that's the next show is when that's going to be is...
Anyway.
1414. So hopefully we get to the next show, 1414. But yesterday I got to Costco, because I got to maintain my huge, beefy frame. And that was because, I don't know, that's not exactly a good description to me, but I had one of their wonderful processed foods called the Costco hot dog. It is so good. Oh, and it was 90% mustard by the time I got done with this thing. I put so much mustard on it, and they also offer you deli mustard. So I said, why not? And then they actually, if you ask the cashier person, they will give you sauerkraut. So it was just a wonderful lunch. And then I remembered, oops, I forgot to clock off on my time card. So now I know I'm going to get yelled at by HR today. Oops. And then I went shopping at Costco. It was a pretty good experience. I just avoid now. It would be nice to have a sample, but all these idiot people just park their carts right in front of the sample person. You can't get close to it. And you're like, I'm going to avoid that cluster over there because that's just ridiculous and I don't have time for that. And ain't nobody does me better. Oh, that's it. That was Rufus and Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. And where's the oh,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Thank you. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. And I loved Sherlock. So I started watching Doctor Strange last evening. And you've all seen it by now because I'm always the last person to see the hit movies. And was it really even a hit movie? I know it was a Marvel Comics type movie. And now time for my
Mike's absolutely useless review.
Ooh, a little Beyonce.
Here's the problem I have with Doctor Strange, though, because I loved Sherlock, and he's so pompous in Sherlock, Benedict Cumberbatch, that playing a pompous doctor in Doctor Strange, and then doing the American accent, that just threw me. And he sounds like Tom Selleck, by the way, if you close your eyes and you listen to him doing an American accent. And then you have Rachel McAdams in there. And, okay, so that's weird because she was also in the movie Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr., who's also Iron Man in the Marvel Universe. And then in Sherlock Holmes, she's got a British accent. And Benedict Cumberbatch plays Sherlock Holmes on TV show Sherlock. And my brain was just racing and spinning. And it imploded upon itself. And that was... But I got better. So that was a fascinating thing to... And then Tilda Swinton... Oh, and then... gosh... Cheadle Ejiofor is in it too. That was cool. But here's the thing. Oh, and the guy that always... Who actually, the villain in that is the brother of the guy who, in one of the Sherlock episodes, was the one that had the Mind Palace. That actor's brother plays the villain in Doctor Strange. Can't think of his name. He was also in that Silence of the Lambs spinoff thingy. But I just... Why all this... Oh, what's his name? Escher? You know, the painter that made all this... And what was that? Just jumping around. The Christopher Nolan movie with the... that I didn't see, but I saw the clips from... With... Not Matt Damon. At this point, I am so far out on the ledge. Leonardo DiCaprio... Impudence, or whatever it was called. Yeah, all this CGI where it's spinning around, you don't want to know which way is up. Kind of like this podcast right now. I can't watch all that, so I turned it off. And by the way, I'm like looking at my clock, I'm like, damn, it's 10 o'clock. I gotta get to bed. 4 o'clock comes fast. Like a speeding train, my friend. And finally, I had a wonderful conversation with a brand new listener that I have to the show. So he's probably listening today. Probably not, but he has some views. I agree with some of his political views, even though he's very conservative, but he is such a clickbaiter. He loves the clickbaiting. He gets entranced by the clickbait, especially if it's anti-Hillary Clinton, even though we should be beyond that. She's done. She's done. Oh, he's like, oh no, she's going to run for president again. No, there is no way. There is no way. At my very soul, I am a Democrat. And I would never, ever go through that again, 2016. Never. But he's so obsessed with her. And I brought up how Trump is so obsessed with her. And keeps bringing up how he beat her in the election. He's obsessing about the vote tally, that she won the popular vote. He can't let that go. It's done. Just let it go.
I'm now back to being an activist citizen and part of the resistance.
That's what she is now. She's not in politics. She's an activist citizen. As you can see, she said that right there. So let it go. Oh, and then I'm going to sing a Frozen song for you. No. But so he also talked, this guy, about how, and so Trump did win the popular vote because all those votes were illegal aliens. And he was serious, and this guy's older than me, and he believes that. Logistically, there is no way that can happen. Oh, no, there's facts for that, Mike. No. Anyway, my brain blew up. I would play that sound effect again, but no, we don't have time. That's what happened when he talked to me about it. No! Get beyond it. We have so many other things to get to. So we are going to do that with the segment called Now That's Legit. MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, the wonderful website where you can hear all the past shows and check out the past podcast pictures and help out the show through the Amazon link, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, and the PayPal too. It's all there. Your friends. Let's get to the segment now. Oh, damn it. Why did I press that button?
Now that's legit.
I meant to press this other button. Oop.
Awesome.
14 years old, man. If you had told me, hey, Mike, you'll be recording a daily podcast and it'll be up on the internet and 5 people will listen, you would be so excited and happy, Mike, if you knew that back then when you were bobble-headed Mike. Got a bubble-headed beach blonde who comes on at 5. She can tell you about the plane crash with the gleam in her eye. It's interesting when people die. Give us dirty laundry. Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. Kick them when they bleed, kick them all around. Clickbait, my friend. That's the world we live in. Don Henley. Don Henley is just this bloated old guy now, but at the heart of Don Henley is something I so would love to put in a jar and preserve in the Smithsonian. I don't know where I'm going with that. That got very Doctor Strange. Oh, I did like the part in Doctor Strange where the cloak chooses him. That's awesome. And some of the special effects just blew. I love some of the stuff. I like the whole... I've always loved any special effects where people shoot stuff out of their hands. Even going back to when it was crappy special effects, like on Doctor Who and stuff, back in the 70s when they were doing the TV show and they were using bad video effects to make it happen. But nowadays, of the CGI, yeah, that's cool. Like Tilda Swinton doing the thing with their hand and throwing these big round pentagonal paganistic symbols at people that explode, and I don't know what was going on. It was awesome. North Korea has announced a detailed plan to launch a salvo of ballistic missiles toward the U.S. Thanks, North Korea. No, stop it. No, the missiles are towards Guam, our Pacific territory, U.S. Pacific territory, and it's a major military hub and a home to U.S. bombers. If carried out, it would be the North's most provocative missile launch to date. The announcement today actually warned that the North is finalizing a plan to fire 4 of its 12 missiles over Japan and into waters around the tiny island where 7,000 U.S. military personnel are on 2 bases. It has a population of 160,000. Japan and South Korea vowed a strong reaction if the North were to go through with the plan. All this rhetoric going back and forth, and I just hope nothing happens. But, you know, you might be listening to this several weeks ahead and know that something happened. I hope that's not the case, but it said the plan, which involves the missiles hitting waters 30 to 40 kilometers from the island, could be sent to leader Kim Jong-un for approval within a week or so. So they are making us privy to the administrative side of how things are in North Korea. It's sort of a threat, but as Trump said, and I don't have that clip, I have not gleaned that sound clip yet from him, that sound bite of where he said the fury and all that, but it disturbs me when I hear it. It's something a president hasn't done since Harry Truman, as you've heard on countless talk shows about. But yeah, it seems like what Trump said was they better not threaten us anymore. And so this is a threat, kinda, because they're telling you about, we're in the process, we're doing this. He's getting this paper stamped and sending it over to that department. And it would be up to Kim whether the move is actually carried out. Meanwhile, Russia surveillance planes soared through the secure airspace over Washington. How did this happen? Yesterday, presumably collecting intelligence as it traveled near the Pentagon. Now, if this had happened under Obama's watch, oh my God, you would not hear the end of it. Two officials said this to the Washington Post. This also flew over the Capitol and other government buildings. The full technical name, and I'd love to say it to you now, the Russian Air Force Tupolev Tu-154 aircraft made the flight through the Treaty on Open Skies, which Russia, the United States, and 32 other nations have signed. That's how it happened, through the Treaty on Open Skies. The treaty established criteria under which countries can make unarmed observation flights over the soil of other treaty members in an effort to promote transparency and international arms control efforts, according to the State Department. The Capitol Police issued an alert Wednesday that warned that an authorized low-altitude aircraft would enter restricted airspace between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., kind of like your cable guy. Your Jim Carrey showing up, and I don't have a clip from that movie. I don't know what clip I would use, but the alert did not state who owned that plane, but said it would. The alert did not state. That they say it would be large and may fly directly over the U.S. Capitol. The flight will be monitored by U.S. Capitol Police and other federal government agencies. Wow! So the more you hear about this, the more you realize this thing was pretty well planned. Ish, with the 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. window. The Defense Department officials, speaking on condition of anonymity to discuss ongoing operations, confirmed that the flight alluded to was Russian and operating in the area through the treaty. Okay, but still, you will not hear the end of this if this were the Obama administration. The flight was first reported by CNN. It's expected to be followed by another one. It was another one that was supposed to fly over last night over Trump's property in Bedminster, New Jersey, where he's vacationing. According to the treaty guidelines, U.S. airmen are aboard the Russian jet observing when an open skies flight occurs. But Marine Lieutenant General Vincent Stewart, director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, has argued that Russia may be taking advantage of the treaty. You think? That was obnoxious, and I hate when people use that expression, but Armed Services Committee, Subcommittee on Emerging Threats and Capabilities. There's a committee with the committee inside the committee, the upside down. Boy, you turn me. Capabilities last year that he would love to deny future Russian flights over the United States through open skies. Finally, because this show has gone on way too long, and it's 6 o'clock already, my friend. Oh, speaking of Costco, when Chloe Rogerson's dad bought rotisserie chicken salad from Costco 2 years ago, why don't you just get the rotisserie chicken and make your own damn salad? Why do you got to get the salad? I don't understand. From Costco 2 years ago. By the way, my roommate loves to get Costco too. And yesterday I'm putting all the stuff in the fridge, and I look down at the bottom of the fridge, and first I see that he's got a bunch of Costco, this rotisserie chicken. What they do after it hasn't sold the first day, they chop it up, they put it into quarters and I apologize to all you vegetarians out here for all this meat talk, but they take the dark meat and they package that up, and then they take the breast meat and they make they put it into these vacuum packed things, and then you can buy that for $10. So basically, something that originally cost $5 goes to $10, because the people that want the leaner breast meat will pay that for that. But I go and I look at the bottom of the fridge, and there's this weird sticky film. It's like maple syrup, but imagine it clear, all over the bottom of the fridge. I'm like, what the hell did he do? And then I realized, it took me a while, but I finally realized, hey, this is actually probably from me. Because I had a bottle of Sprite or 7-Up in the fridge months ago, and I think it leaked. And I think that's the syrup from it. I didn't actually taste it to get an actually accurate sample and to experiment on, find out exactly what it was, but it could have been that. At any rate, I had to clean that up. It was a busy day yesterday. Okay, well, it turns out the chicken in the salad was contaminated with E. coli, and while all 10 of Rogerson's family and friends who ate the salad became temporarily sick with stomach cramping, diarrhea, gas pains, etc., Chloe wound up in the hospital with far more severe issues. She is still recovering today. Chloe's attorneys have sued Costco Wholesale Corporation for claims including strict liability and negligence. 19 people were infected by the E. coli strain from Costco's chicken salad. Chicken salad! Now that is suspect. Any kind of you're not cooking. Well, the meat's supposedly cooked, but something went wrong. Did Chipotle get involved with this somehow? Is this how it all got messed up? Well, so that is going on, a lawsuit with that. According to Food Safety News, they were headed to Disney World to perform. Oh, she was going to perform at Disney World as a Disney princess, Chloe was, while earning an online degree. Now she had to give up the job. Well, we wish her speedy recovery. I have known several girls who have worked at Disney World. I knew one, the girl who does the here's today's podcast picture, and who will talk at the end of this podcast and tell you about where you can listen to the show, etc., and email me and all that. Ariel, her roommate at Berkeley was a princess at Disney World. And then, there was that, at my weekend job, the radio job, the former promotions girl, who was horrible at her job, by the way. I just point that out, and I've talked all about her because she's totally into selfie culture. She's all about taking pictures of herself and posting pictures of herself on Instagram constantly. And here's the thing. You young people today, taking these really tight close-ups of yourself and posting it online all the time. Here's the thing. I know Botox is big with you people now, especially in the selfie culture. And I thought that Botox was going to go away because I thought the younger generation was all about authenticity and being real. But as you get older, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to look at that selfie and you're going to go, oh my God, where did that line come from? You're going to stress over every little line you see pop up till you get into your late 40s, as I, and you go, oh, wow. Now, I don't care. I honestly don't care. When I look in the mirror and I see all my lines, I'm like, good. I've lived a damn good life. I've done some things. I've seen some sunshine. I've enjoyed friends. I've enjoyed activities. But you who post these tight close-ups over and over, I mean, it is constant. And you're looking right into the camera and you get the best possible angle, etc. And you show your clean, smooth skin. And you're posting that on you're going to see those pictures over and over again as you get older. And you're going to stress and freak out. Just want you to know. Get ready. And speaking of the owner of Instagram, Facebook, they've got this new thing called Watch. Because we don't watch enough movies and videos on Facebook. By the way, I have stopped that on whenever I look on Facebook. I went to the settings to stop the pre-roll of the videos because that used to just irritate me. Because you would just be scrolling and all of a sudden you'd see something disgusting. And by the way, Instagram, the Instagram stories or whatever where you can watch people's videos, I'm seeing more and more disturbing videos, like people going, oh, look at me, Papa Zit. I don't want to see that. Why are you showing me this? So I think I'm going to avoid that. But people are enjoying that. So we're going to start this new thing called Watch. It will feature, will be personalized, suggesting new shows, both live and recorded, based on what your friends and communities are watching. Categories will include most talked about, what's making people laugh, and what friends are watching. And this is, let's see, they said the Facebook announced Wednesday Watch, a new video platform for programming produced exclusively for Facebook users. The new feature, which will be available on mobile, desktop, and Facebook's TV apps, is a continuation of the video push Facebook launched last year. As more and more people enjoy this experience, said the Facebook director of product, we've learned that people like the serendipity of discovering videos in news feeds, but they also want a dedicated place they can go to watch videos. So basically, they want to take on YouTube, even though most of the stuff you see on the timelines of Facebook are from YouTube. See, this goes back to what we were talking about yesterday. Disney pulling all their stuff off of Netflix. That's why I watched Doctor Strange last night, because I know Disney's going to pull that off of Netflix soon. And there's, you'll have to go directly to the company that makes the content in order to watch. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Wow! We did a long show today. There you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Next show, it will be, and it was informative. We got to all kinds of things. Next show, 1414. It will be Matt Rudavega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Oh, I look forward to that.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!